It's time for my top 10 favorite builds of all time. Welcome to Pack Tactics, where we like to build characters. A lot of these builds are either made by me or my friends over at Tabletop Builds. I'm not ranking any of these by power, I'm just ranking them by how much I enjoyed them, so this is going to be a pretty straightforward video. I've played all of them except for one. Be warned though, some builds here are outdated with 2024 content. But if you wish to play them, it's absolutely possible by talking to your DM. It's not really that big of a deal. Anyways, let's begin. Number 10! Speedrun Cleric! This is a tier 1 speedrun build, and it's the strongest tier 1 build in 2014. All it is a Twilight Cleric with crossbow expert feat. At level 1, you get Eyes of Night, Sleep, Bless, Sanctuary, and Vigilant Blessing, which is better initiative. When you're not using your super strong spells or features, you still shred with your crossbow experts. With a hand crossbow, you're doing 2 attacks at level 1. You get that feat through custom lineage or variant human. You do slightly less damage than the martial with the same feats, but you're still better because you're a full caster. You're just perfect at everything in tier 1 right from the start. The bad thing about this build is the crossbow expert feat becomes a dead feature once you reach tier 2. But that's not the end of the world. You're a cleric playing the strongest subclass in the game. And if you played from level 1 to 5, you got plenty of value out of that crossbow expert. Once you hit tier 2, you just play like a normal cleric. Another negative thing about this build is it doesn't work anymore with 2024 content. Number 9! Classic Light Cleric. I love blasting, and I love Tiamat, and Tiamat loves me. This cleric is a walking nuclear bomb, and in tier 1 play, it's the absolute best blaster in the game because it gets Radiance of the Dawn immediately. It's a 30-foot emanation AoE blast. That's huge. Look how big that is. You would think that's like a 3rd level spell, but no. You get that at level 3. You'll never find anything like this in tier 1 play. Then later in the progression, you get Fireball too. So when you've got your Spirit Guardians up, you can also sling some fireballs from time to time. Even though this is one of the simplest builds in the game, there's so many character concepts here, and it's one of the best clerics in the game. I especially recommend this if you're a brand new player or playing Curse of Strahd or Drakenheim or anything undead related. You'll destroy everyone without even thinking about it. Lol, noob, undead, die again. By the way, you should pick up the shield spell from Magic Initiate or something. And of course, protect your concentration with the feats. If you want more information about this subclass, link in the description. Number 8! Necromancer! Not only are you playing the strongest class in the game, but you're also playing a very controversial subclass that's interesting in roleplay. The obstacle with roleplay is really the reason why I put it here. I got a fantastic gaming experience out of it. Even mechanically, it delivers the concept and power super well once you get Undead Thralls and start using Animate Dead. You really do feel like a Necromancer once everything's in place. And you can raise quite a lot of bodies. But I recommend having 4 or 6 active at a time. I personally go for 8. For more information about necromancy, I recommend these 2 videos. Number 7! Mismage. It's the only build in the game that's built around an uncommon magic item. It's called a Mizzium Apparatus, which is actually easier to get now theoretically with the new crafting rules. Your DM might stop you though. This item allows you to cast any spell on your class's spell list, which you have the spell slot level for. So if you multiclass a few single levels into other full casters, you'll have access to every spell in the game as you progress. The build I recommend is Wizard 18, Cleric 1, and Druid 1 with 2024 content. For more information, check out this video. What's really interesting is this build makes your stats terrible, which will force you to play a turtle for optimization. I think that's really fun. There's a very different way of thinking and playing here compared to other classes. I think I would rank this higher if I had more experience playing it. I've only played this in a one-shot. Number 6! 2024 Land Druid. This is just a nature wizard. It is currently the best druid subclass in the game because it gets more spell slot resources than other druids. Natural recovery is utterly insane. Not only do you get a free cast from your circle spell list, but you also get an arcane recovery feature. Spells are better than features, and this gives you a ton of ammo. What's also unique is this druid gets Fireball, which covers a major class weakness. Druids, as powerful as they are, have this flaw where majority of their spells require concentration. They don't have anything easy to fling out that does a ton of damage for extra oomph without dropping their concentration. Fireball fits that role perfectly, and they get one free cast of it once per day. It's amazing. This is the reason why you play a Land Druid. For a build video, link in the description. Number 5. 2025 Artillerist. Artillerist to me has the coolest concept in the game, which I personally haven't seen in any fiction, even in steampunk. Maybe that makes me illiterate, but anyways, you're playing an American who's obsessed with Harry Potter wands instead of guns. And you're mass producing wands of magic missiles to your friends, summons, familiars, NPCs, everyone. Artillerist is also a blaster subclass and is the strongest artificer in the game. The 2025 artificer is everything I wanted. They're so strong now. If I made this a few months ago, Artillerist wouldn't even be on the list. It now leaped to number 5. That makes me really excited. Me and my friends haven't made any builds yet of the new version, but I do plan on doing it myself eventually. At the time of this script, the new Artificer's been out for like about more than a month. For D&D content, that's really fresh. Number 4. Hexvoker! Guys, this is number 1 for me! I'm a Hexvoker! This is the Gator build. Best blaster in the whole game. It is widely seen as a wizard that uses Magic Missile together with its subclass features to get crazy single target damage numbers that always hit, and is some of the highest single target damage in the game. But obviously there's more to the builds because it's a wizard, which is the best class in the game. These guys are just as good in control as most other wizards. Just because you're the king of the blasters doesn't mean you're stuck in the blaster role 24/7. Gator and I are simple creatures of destruction who like to cause explosions. AoE blasting is my favorite thing to do in the game, as you've probably noticed by now. With sculpt spells, I don't need to worry about hurting my friends with fireballs. Now, out of every build on this list, this is the one I usually default to. When I play casually, I pick an Evoker, and then eventually become a Hexvoker later. In my opinion, the best way to experience a Dungeons & Dragons campaign is to just play an Evoker. It's just so much fun. Even if you meme and say everything is fireballs, you're still amazing and better than most builds in this game. For a detailed build, check out the Tabletop Builds article. By the way, the Hexvoker build doesn't work anymore in 2024, but pure Evoker is still number 4 to me. Or should I say Artivoker? That's a level in Artificer. You get medium armor and shield proficiency and proficiency in Constitution. That sadly delays your sculpt spells feature, but that's a problem for your friends, not you. Now for top 3. Number 3. Ghostlands! This is a reaction-based build that goes out of its way to trigger the Warcaster feat to consistently reaction cast spells like Eldritch Blast to push enemies away from them as they approach the player. We call that Force Lancing. Ghostlands specifically achieves this consistent trigger through the Manifest Echo feature from Echo Knights. When an enemy moves away from the Echo's reach, that triggers an opportunity attack from you, which you replace with a spell like Eldritch Blast to push the enemy 20 feet back or more. That way, the enemy can never reach you or your friends with melee. The basic skeleton of this build is just 2 levels in Warlock and 3 levels in Echo Knights. This playstyle is so unique that it feels like a brand new class, which is really cool. It's the only build in the game that feels like that, and it's really strong in control. If you want more information about it, check out my video where I show off how it works on the battle map. And check out Tabletop Builds for the best Ghostlands build. By the way, this build doesn't work with 2024 content because Warcaster was changed. But talk to your DM if you want to play it. I absolutely recommend you do. This build is so fun. Number 2. Flagship Wizard! This is the Optimizer Classic. Every Optimizer I know has played a variant of this. This is either a Peacecron or an Articron build, depending on the version of D&D you're playing. And they're the strongest builds in the entire game. Nothing comes remotely close to them. They are perfect wizard builds. I'm lumping both builds together because the wizard progression and spell selection are basically the same. The only thing that's different is the first level dip. Articron is the most common build people go for, and is the strongest build currently in the game. Before it was Peacecron, but it got nerfed. These builds are pure power gaming where you select Chronergy Wizard, which is the best subclass in the game, and then you select all the best spells in the game, and then, you know, there's the wizard on top of that, which is the best class. You're just selecting best. It's mainly a controller that gets absurdly powerful at higher levels. At those levels, you don't just have Wall of Force and Simulacrum, but you also have features like Convergent Future and Arcane Abeyance, which are the strongest features in the entire game. You're becoming a god. I know I'm just saying strongest and best, like, all the time, but it just is. For the most detailed guide ever on the internet, check out Tabletop Builds. That monster is like 30 pages long. It goes over every single little detail. If you want ultimate power, there it is. I've surprisingly not made a video about it yet. I probably should. I do believe this is the best way to experience what high optimization is, because this is the tippy top of the pyramid. This is the most talked about build in high optimization. Number 1! Kobold's favorite build of all time! Flagship Ranger! This is built on a 5-level core of the Gloomstalker, and it excels in 3 specific niches. 1. Insane first turn Nova damage. 2. Pass without trace uptime combined with continued contribution to combat while maintaining concentration. And 3. Enabling high encounter density adventuring days by providing uncontested healing. We're talking about more than 1,600 good berries worth of healing here. It's ridiculous. At its core, this is a Nova build. It plays like a Gloomstalker Ranger through and through, but this has 6 classes in it. 5 levels in Gloomstalker, 1 level in Life Cleric, 4 levels in Battle Master, 5 levels in Hexblade, 4 levels in Assassin Rogue, and 1 level in Divine Soul Sorcerer. Now you might look at this and think this is ridiculous, but when you understand how Surprise works and how the progression works, it all makes sense, and holy shit! I've never seen so much single target damage before. And it's not just you, you're also boosting everyone else's DPR and control as well. I played this monster in a campaign and I almost guaranteed deleted bosses on the first round. And that was a campaign themed around giants. Giants usually have the most HP in the game. We reached level 20 and my first turn Nova was through the roof. For a detailed breakdown, check out my Flagship Ranger video. Or check out Tabletop Builds, which is even more detailed than my video. This build relies a lot on teamwork and stealth. And it doesn't work with 2024 content because everything got nerfed to the ground. And so did tons of its features. Out of all the builds in this list, this got the most amount of nerfs. But if you wish to play this monster back when it was insane, talk to your team and your DM. I've never felt so powerful in my life. And I've played the strongest builds in the game. And that's the list. Yes, list your top 10 builds in the comments. I want to see them. Anyways, end the video. If you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. And maybe donate to Patreon or become a member on YouTube. Anyways, thank you for watching. Bye-bye.
Holy shit, dude. Holy shit. Holy shit.